Ha ha ha. Hey everybody, we're live. Dave and Johnny live.
For now, we're live, yes.
Yeah, for now. We've been having some weird internet issues, so if we disappear or the feed just cuts out, it's because our internet is down. We almost didn't have the show.
Yeah, that would have been catastrophic. That would have happened. I'm sure there would have been a lot of complaints, mainly towards David, but that's fine.
Why towards me?
Because everyone asks, like, if there's a problem, it's always you. They always ask.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not only am I the backbone content-wise, but I'm also the technical backbone of this entire operation, the whole Ringside Report, Wrestling Uncensored universe. It all falls on me.
If there's ever a problem, it's a Dave Simon production, so you know who to blame.
Thanks.
He's got the name attached to it. That's it.
I blame AJ. It's just easier that way. Or Fred. Sometimes I blame Fred.
That's fun.
And blaming you is actually quite fun as well. I blame you for a lot of stuff that goes wrong, especially on this show, Dave and Johnny Live. What have you got for us, Johnny North?
Well, I made a little trip to the Russell Fair, met the Russell Police Department, who gave me this nice t-shirt, and I wrestled in a tournament at the fair, which was a lot of fun.
Where is this fair?
It's near Ottawa. Pretty much like in Ottawa, like a couple minutes out.
Okay. How big is the fair?
Decently big. Like to get to the like dressing room to where the ring was set up, they actually had us like on a golf cart.
Cool.
Kind of setup, yeah. So like it was so far and it was pretty big. Decent size. Crowd, like it was inside like a tent kind of area.
Okay.
So like they had crowd all around the ring and inside the tent. And decently cool because we've had this nice little summer, then suddenly it's fall. So we kind of had that in between kind of day. So it wasn't too bad in terms of that. Wasn't too hot, wasn't too cold.
Okay. So you wrestled in a wrestling tournament, right?
Yeah, I wrestled a masked wrestler, Mystico, I believe.
Mystico?
Well, he's really a Ryan Donovan, but he did another gimmick on the show. He did the Ryan Donovan in the other show because there's like 3 shows they did, right? Because it's a tournament. They did the first round, one show, second round, then third round.
Okay.
So it was all throughout the whole day, this whole fair tournament.
That's cool.
And he just pretty much did like 2 gimmicks just to add that there was more wrestlers when there really was like I think 6 of us at most.
6 of you doing a 8-man tournament?
I want to say it was, yeah, a 6-man tournament, but there was like I think 3 matches a show. So it was to help with that, I guess. And it was help build the fact that he was wrestling, I think, the promoter on another show. So he didn't want to use the same gimmick. So that's why I wrestled him. And since it was just a spare gimmick, I went over in that match. Gave him a nice dirty beating. But I was the heel originally going into the match. And because I was wrestling another heel, Jeremy Prophet, later on, I shook his hand afterwards, got the t-shirt from the fire department, became the good guy in the end.
So you turned babyface at the end of the match. So you started the match a heel, babyface at the end, like Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13.
Yeah, I guess a little bit. Yeah.
Same thing, same deal.
I thought I had
Or Hogan at 19, 18,
I believe
17.
it was 18.
Him and Rock.
Him and Rock was 18.
18.
Yeah. It's too bad too because I had really good heat. I told people I want absolute silence, and they're like, "No." I'm like, "Yes," and then they're like, "No." Then I switched it though because I got them to say no, and they were all saying yes, just to get it going. Just stuff like that on the fair kind of shows like this.
Stealing Daniel Bryan's gimmick once again.
Well, fair kind of shows like this, people just pop for like high spots and stuff they know. Like if
WWE stuff.
yeah, like someone hit a Stone Cold Stunner, it was like one of the biggest reactions on this show.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because they're not really there for the wrestling, they're there for the fair, and they happen to stop by the wrestling tent, and they're like, hey, let me go check this out.
Yeah, they're not going to remember my name. They might remember what I look like. I mean, who wouldn't? But they'll remember like, oh,
yeah,
that guy.
who wouldn't?
But they'll remember that, oh, we saw rock bottom, you know. We saw the people's elbow. I don't know if anyone hit those moves in particular, but they'll
You
remember
should have
that.
hit all of them.
Yeah, I didn't, I think, hit any of them. I just hit, like, moves I thought that would be really cool.
Okay.
Well, I actually took a lot of them, too, because I was more the guy taking the stuff, because the other guy was the Mexican wrestler, so.
So your second match with Jeremy Prophet in the tournament is where you got eliminated?
I did, but first in the match with Mystico, which went very well against Ryan Donovan, except one part where I went to go spear him into the corner, and he was supposed to jump up and flip over me. Instead of jumping up and flipping over me, I ended up eating his knee right in my head. Now,
Didn't time the jump properly.
no, not quite. Now, thankfully, no concussion, didn't black out or anything, but I like jarred my neck. I could barely move my neck. So, and I noticed this going into the next match. I'm like, this could be a problem. But we planned it out with Jeremy, the match, and I'm thinking like, it's feeling a bit better in my neck. You know, why not? I think I can do this. And after that match, then I'm like, wow, I can. I don't know if I'll be able to move my neck ever again because we had a very hard hitting match.
Man, that's not good.
Well, thankfully, as you can see, it's moving pretty good right now.
How do you feel?
It's a little sore, but definitely a lot better condition than it was on Sunday. That's for sure.
Oh man, don't break your neck, okay?
It's funny too. One of the first spots we did, I goozle him, I hit him in the corner, give him a couple of knees, and then I do that whip, and then he's supposed to eat the clothesline, but he ducked, and I end up hitting the corner, and he gave me like a snap German out of the corner. So that's the opening like couple of seconds. So I'm like, oh, this is gonna be fun. But you don't think about, oh, my neck hurts. You just think like, we're doing a match here. Got to show people like this is a fight.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Sounds intense. We're seeing some comments here on YouTube. Sasha Lagarde checking in. He says, been gone a few weeks. He missed this stuff. Good to have you back. Antoinette says, what's up? What's up, Antoinette? Roy Knight wants to know if I've seen the new Kanye West and Lil Pump music video. Yes, I have. It's fantastic. I love it. It's so good. Have you seen it?
No.
It's good. We'll watch it later. And Rob Clue says, glad to hear you're better, Johnny. Breaking your neck sucks. Yeah, I can imagine. Breaking your neck would be terrible. Just be careful out there, man. Like, that's a scary story when you're like, yeah, I hurt my neck pretty bad, and then I decided to wrestle another match. Like, be careful out there, Johnny.
Well, tournaments are tough. I think tournaments are probably harder than any kind of match you could do besides maybe a death match. Just because you try to do your best, I think, in every match. At least that's my mentality. And yeah, if something like that happens where there's a mistake and you get injured or something, to keep going, it's not easy. But I judged it, and I'm like, I'm wrestling somebody I know, so I'm not too worried. I know what to kind of expect. It's just, it's going to be a tough match, but I've been through it before. I can get through it. And it was a lot of fun. And obviously, because we've wrestled each other so many times, we stole the show without question. So
yeah, you and Jeremy, I've seen you guys wrestle a couple of times. It's always great.
Oh yeah, this was a lot of fun. It's too bad the matches that we don't tape, we're like, man, we really should have taped that one. And it's one of those kind of matches. And another part in the match, he gave me a lot of kicks. So many kicks. And one kick in particular, I was like coming up in the corner, and he kicked me right there. And I didn't expect it whatsoever. So it completely sucked the wind right out of me. This is like a good minute into the match. And I'm like, damn, it's like, I got to get through another like 12 minutes of this. So that was rough. I told him afterwards, like, everything was fine. It was just that kick, that liver kick, killed me. But, that happens. And,
Yeah.
I don't take that personally, like, oh, he was trying to hurt me or whatever, like.
Well, you guys are buddies, right? I mean, he brought you to the show. You've
Yep.
known him for so long. Jeremy's a friend, Jeremy used to be the co-host of Wrestling Uncensored, right? So
He was the original.
yeah, that's it. So Jeremy's a buddy, and we know when he kicks you, he doesn't mean to hurt you. And yeah, I think you're right. Like, going into that match, knowing you're hurt, but knowing it's with Jeremy, that's got to give you some, some comfort, at least, knowing that he is there and he's going to take care of you, rather than a guy you don't know, right?
Well, that's it. I mean, when I was hurt in the other match, I pretty much we went right to the finish. We had other stuff planned. I'm like, no, just finish.
Sasha wants to know, what's the biggest bump you've ever taken?
The biggest bump, probably when I fell off the top of the cage. It was at a TOW show, Cage Wars, I think, or something like that. No, not Cage Wars. That was GNW, but it was like Cage Fest or something. TOW, I think, in 2012, 13. I wrestled the Green Phantom, and he was climbing down the cage. I was going to reach him, and he slapped me, and I fell off the top. That was probably the biggest bump I took.
How'd that feel?
That again, it sucks the wind right out of you. But it's the end of the match, right? Like, he'd fallen off the other side, so I can just lie there, and people carry me out afterwards. So, but I'm like, yeah, I'm glad that's the end.
I'm glad that's over with, right? When are you gonna wrestle Phantom? You were teasing that, like, you and Phantom are gonna wrestle. You're cutting all these promos on Phantom. When are you and Phantom doing this battle? People are talking about Johnny North versus Green Phantom. This is a match that the Wrestling Uncensored universe wants to see. They want to see the battle of what's Phantom in Japan versus Wrestling Uncensored. I should be the special guest referee.
Well, we want you to be the commentator without question.
I should be the special guest referee, torn between, who do I side with? I think if anybody's going to call the match truly down the middle, it'll be me. Maybe I'll call a little bit for you, though.
You'll definitely be involved. We haven't ironed out all the details yet. Right now we have November 9th that we're shooting for. It's more than likely going to be in Il Bazaar. We're just working on the venue.
Il Bazaar, I don't know. Find a venue closer to where I live.
We calculated the fact that you do have a show that same day, so we're hoping, the plan is that we would be the opening match, actually, me and Phantom. So then you wouldn't have a problem making the show that night. Ringside Report.
Oh, on a Friday night you're talking about?
November 9th, I believe this fall on a Friday.
November 9th. Wow, that's what we're talking about.
That's what we're talking about. Again, things are being worked out. Hopefully by this weekend, I think we'll iron out more details. But
what's the promotion?
It more than likely will be CRW. It will be a Paul Rossetti production.
Can AJ and Fred come with me?
Of course.
Yes. Okay, AJ's going to be all over this.
More than likely, Phantom's going to bring his crew, so I'll need my crew too, of course.
Phantom has a crew?
Yeah, he has some people.
Am I not in the crew?
See, you're kind of torn, right? Because, I guess
I'm in between. Yeah. Rob Kloos is asking me, what corner should I be in? Antoinette says I should be the special guest referee. I think it's a good idea that I should be the referee for you and Phantom. I can ref. How hard is reffing?
It's an idea. We'll see. Again, we've got to iron all these details out.
Can I audition for you right now?
If you want.
1, 2, 3.
I'm pinning Phantom right there, right?
Yeah, that's okay. You on Phantom.
Good.
Good, right? I got the job.
Very good, yeah.
Easy. I could be a referee. How hard is that?
Well, we'll see.
1, 2. Hey, stop that. 3, 4. Break.
See, what I worry about is, will Phantom intimidate you? Which I think he might.
I'm not easily intimidated.
Yeah, Green Phantom.
He's big, but between you and me, I think I might be able to take him.
I feel like he's assaulted you before on the radio.
No, he's never assaulted me. He went through a table at me, but he missed.
Okay.
He was wrestling a match, and I was doing ring announcing, and he threw a table outside the ring, kind of in my direction. I think he was trying to hit me, but I dodged it because I'm very quick. I'm too fast. I know, like, he's big and he's tough and everything, but let's just say I believe very strongly in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I believe strongly in his power because I felt it before.
I'm sure he's very strong.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu.
I'm sure you can defend yourself. It's just...
I'm not worried is what I'm saying. I'm all right. I'll be all right.
All right.
I'm not intimidated by anybody.
Well, I'll keep that in mind when...
that isn't like a top-ranked black belt. I mean, If you're like a... Brock Lesnar, maybe you can intimidate me because you're big and strong, and I know you can kick somebody's ass.
Well, that's it too. Phantom.
But even then, what's Brock gonna do? Bring it, Brock. I'm gonna fight Brock Lesnar. I'm the undercard of this match. Me versus Brock. I'm booking it.
Well, you're definitely the undercard of this show. Hopefully, when it happens.
All right, I'm in. That sounds good.
We'll wait and see. Again, we'll gotta iron these details out, but time will tell.
Rob Clue says he's tempted to drive up for that if it's on a weekend. We're talking about a Friday night here. Johnny North versus Green Phantom. AJ will be there. Fred will be there. I will be there. In some capacity, I will be involved in the match. Maybe the ref. Maybe I'll have to be Johnny's manager. Although that's not really fair for What's Phantom in Japan.
Not at all.
So I think I should be the ref because I'm impartial. There should be a new episode of What's Phantom in Japan, by the way. I think this week or next. Like, it's coming up real soon. We're going to do another show. We're going to do the September episode of What's Phantom in Japan. It's the monthly podcast about New Japan Pro Wrestling. There's a big New Japan show coming up this weekend, as a matter of fact. Coming up, like, tomorrow morning, late tonight. It'll be Kenny Omega versus Ishii. And then a couple days after, on the 17th, it's going to be Naito versus Minoru Suzuki in the rematch. And then it'll also be, for the never openweight title, Goto defending against Taichi. And then on the 23rd, it is Destruction in Kobe. It will be Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Kazuchika Okada. And this will be for Tanahashi's briefcase that he won for the title shot at the Tokyo Dome. He won this briefcase by winning the G1 tournament. So Tanahashi putting that title shot for January on the line here against Okada, because as he said, he doesn't want to go on and face the champion if he can't beat Okada. He must vanquish Kazuchika Okada. So that match coming up on the 23rd of September. And then on the 1st of October, or I guess it'll be maybe 1st of October in Japan. I think here it'll be like the 30th of September type of deal, right? It'll be the day before. It's the 30th of September, live at 8 p.m. in Long Beach, California. Tama Tonga and Tangaloa challenging the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, as New Japan headed to the United States once again. Juice Robinson, the United States champion, defending against Cody. So there's a lot of New Japan action coming up, and Phantom and I will recap it at some point in the next week or two, and then we'll probably do a preview of the Long Beach show as well. So, very exciting times in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And this weekend, it's kicking off for the biggest prize in the game, Kenny Omega defending that IWGP Heavyweight Championship against Tomohiro Ishii.
Well, the Tanahashi match, that's the one I look forward to the most, I think.
Really?
Yeah, because Kenny finally beat Okada. That's a huge thing, I think.
Yeah, it is a big match. It's a very big match as far as, you know, the main event of the Tokyo Dome show in January. It's a big match as far as the future of New Japan and Tanahashi and Okada. But I'm pretty hyped about Omega and Ishii, to be honest. Like, that's the match I want to see the most, followed by Naito and Suzuki. I'm a big fan of Tanahashi, and I'm a big fan of Okada, but I prefer Suzuki and Omega. Those guys are my guys. I like watching those guys more than anybody. And I'm a huge fan of Ishii. I just like the matchup. Like, Ishii and Omega, to me, is such a great match. And Naito and Suzuki as well. I'm not saying that Okada and Tanahashi isn't a great match, but I feel like we've seen it more, way more. It's going to be great, but I don't know what else they can do at this point. But you know they're going to outdo themselves. I know it's going to be fantastic, but I don't know. As a fan, I'm more excited about Omega and Ishii and Suzuki and Naito.
Well, I'm just interested in the direction they're going. Are they finally going to give Tanahashi the win and he'll finally vanquish Okada? Or is it back to Okada getting a title shot again? To me, the problem with Naito and Suzuki, there's no title now because Jericho is the champion. So there's less at stake. And I don't think either one, it doesn't matter who wins that match, they're not fighting Jericho next, I don't think.
Yeah, that's true. There's not as much at stake, but I just, like, match quality, I love that match. It's so good.
Oh, it was
And
definitely great.
their last match was incredible. When Naito beat him for the title, so good. So good.
Well, the thing is, you can't go wrong with any of the matches in terms of quality. That's why you have to raise the stakes.
I suppose. Getting some comments here. Antoinette wants to know, are we doing any post shows for the WWE pay-per-view Sunday, Hell in a Cell? Yeah, I think I'm going to do a show after Hell in a Cell. But you're not going to be here, right?
I will not be here. I was not invited, so I will not be here.
Yeah. Well, I have a family commitment that evening, so I may be, it's tough to have you over here.
So that means Ben will be here.
Yeah, my brother's going to be filling in.
That's good.
Yeah. My brother will fill in for the post show after Hell in a Cell. We'll be live here on YouTube. We'll do a podcast. We'll recap Hell in a Cell, which we'll preview on this week's episode of Wrestling Uncensored, of course.
It's a big show.
Is it?
Oh, I think so. Jeff Hardy's going to be deleted.
Jeff Hardy's being deleted?
Yeah,
I thought Randy was going to fade away and classify himself as obsolete.
Oh, that's not going to happen.
Obsolete!
That won't happen. You know that won't happen.
I hope it happens. Jeff Hardy's going to delete himself, I think.
Maybe, but he will be deleted.
He's going to Mick Foley himself into retirement.
It's ridiculous.
Told you there was going to be a special guest referee for that Roman Braun match. Didn't I tell you that? I said it was going to be Shawn, but then they made it Mick Foley. Like, I did say they need a special guest ref for that match to kind of amp it up. And lo and behold, they did a special guest ref. That was kind of interesting.
A guy who has had no interaction with them whatsoever, just thrown in there. Doesn't make any sense in terms of the storyline. This guy was fired as the GM, yet Stephanie's going to put him in the most important match. Nothing makes sense on Raw anymore. Nothing.
Yeah, you're right. It makes no sense. Other than the fact that Foley's like synonymous with the Hell in a Cell, right?
Put him in the other one. It makes a much more sense in the other one.
Antoinette says her guy will still have the title. # believe that.
If anything, they gave him now a reason why he's going to win now. Because Mick Foley's going to screw over Braun Strowman.
Why would he do that?
Because someone's going to interfere. The Shield's going to interfere. Ziggler, McIntyre will interfere. So then Foley will bring out Sacco. And then Spear, and it's over.
Rob wants to know if either of us have PS4 for Fire Pro Wrestling. I don't have a PS4. I have a Nintendo Switch.
I have a Wii U. We're Nintendo guys.
We're Nintendo guys. We don't have PS4s. But I have heard about Fire Pro Wrestling, and I'm very intrigued. Like, I'm very tempted. It looks cool. If they release it for Switch, I will 100% buy it. I'm kind of wondering why they haven't released it for Switch, because it's like a very Japanese style wrestling game. You would think Nintendo, Japanese company, Switch, it just makes sense that they would have Fire Pro Wrestling on the Switch, but they don't yet, at least. Maybe if guys like us start talking about it and the demand starts growing, they will release a version of Fire Pro Wrestling for Nintendo Switch. I really hope that they do, because I would like to play that game. I'm looking forward to the new Mario Party coming out for Switch in early October. That'll be fun.
I'm really enjoying Deus Ex on Wii U. I never got to play it before, and man, is it a good game.
What is that?
Just think like Metal Gear Solid meets like Splinter Cell.
I haven't played either of those games either.
Well, just think you're crawling around, and you're trying not to get spotted, but then when you are spotted, you gotta go around killing people.
Sounds like fun.
It is fun.
So yeah, I've heard Fire Pro Wrestling is really good.
It looks good from what I saw.
It looks cool, but I haven't played it, unfortunately.
It's too bad. You gotta get a PS4.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get a PS4 for that. I'll get a PS4 when the new GTA comes out. When's that happening? When are they making a new GTA?
I don't know. I know they're making a new Luigi's Mansion. I heard about that. But I wasn't big on the last one, so. And the first one, wasn't that good either.
Yeah, I'm not into Luigi's Mansion. The stuff that they revealed for the Switch coming out, like they did a Nintendo Direct, right?
Yeah. Yesterday, I think.
Yeah, they did one yesterday. You excited about anything?
There's no Zelda, so no.
There's no new Mario Kart. There's no new anything, really. The only thing new that I'm excited about is the new Yoshi game.
Yeah, but again, Yoshi's just, it's okay. It's not like, wow.
It'll be a lot of fun to play. I'll enjoy playing through it, and, that'll be that. I'll play it. I already have it pre-ordered. I feel like I've had it pre-ordered for like a year, and it's not coming out till spring 2019.
It's pretty bad.
It's like, come on, Nintendo. I feel like the rollout for the Switch hasn't been that great as far as the games that they're releasing. A lot of people are excited about, I don't know, Diablo 3 coming out for Switch. I couldn't care less. I don't know, they're not doing anything that exciting to me. The Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Edition or whatever, it seems like the same Smash Brothers as they released for the Wii U. And I'm not even that big of a Smash Brothers guy, so I don't know. Maybe I should get a PS4.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't really have time to play video games anyways. When I do play video games, I pick up my Switch and I'll play Mario Kart online and just wreck people because I'm the best at Mario Kart.
Yeah, I've seen it. You're pretty good.
I'm very good. Like, I win races constantly against people. Like, there's like 12 people in a thing and I'm always winning. I'm really good at Mario Kart. So I pick that up and I'll play a little bit online, or I'll pick up Splatoon and I'll, splat. Splatoon 2 on the Switch. It's a lot of fun. Those are my two go-to games. And I've had them for a while, and they released a while ago, and, even the Mario Kart game, it's the same game for the Wii U, except they added, like, some characters, and like, you can have more than one,
driver.
No, not driver. You can have more than one, the question mark thingies.
Items.
Yeah, you can have more than one item.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. It's not that big of a deal.
Well, it does kind of change the game. It's easier to stay in first place.
Okay.
Because, like, say you have, say you pass with 2 items and you pick up coins and a banana peel, you can use your coins and then keep that banana peel on your butt so that nobody can hit you.
It's
It's
nice.
just easier to stay in first place when you have more than one item to kind of defend yourself against everybody that's trying to take your spot. Take it from a true Mario Kart front-running expert. You hear the strategy there? Like, I know this game inside and out.
Wow.
I have strategy for it. I'm very good at Mario Kart.
I look forward to your match against Xavier Woods one day.
I would smash Xavier Woods at Mario Kart. I'm pretty convinced of that.
Challenge laid down.
Yeah, bring it. Bring it. Alright? Up, Up, Down, Down's got nothing on Dave and Johnny Live. Although they do have pretty good guests. I will say this. You're pretty good, John, but, like, he has Rusev, You're no Rusev. You're pretty jacked, but Rusev is, like, another level.
It's funny, he had AJ Styles on, and I mean, a funny little AJ Styles story, because we're in the locker room in Russell, right, at the fair, and they just dropped a bunch of, like, water bottles, the cases for the water bottles, and it's just me and Jeremy Prophet in a locker room. That's it. There's nobody else. Everyone had kind of their own separate locker rooms, and then we just had the one case there, and he's like, oh, like, should we take it? I'm like, nah, I don't think we should take it, But he's like, well, when in doubt, do what AJ Styles does. Because apparently AJ Styles at a wrestling show, I'm not sure which one exactly, but he just up and just took the case, put it right on his shoulders. He looked at Jeremy kind of like, should I do this? And he's like, yeah, I'll do it.
So AJ Styles steals entire cases of water?
See, the thing is, it's not really stealing. I mean, it's for the wrestlers. He just, maybe hoarded it, that's all.
He was just like, I'm going to take this and leave with it?
He does have kids. So
He got kids. Hey, Samoa Joe keeps telling us about his kids. So we know he's got kids.
But yeah, when in doubt, you can take the water bottle. AJ Styles did it.
AJ Styles, the phenomenal one. Rob wants to know, any thoughts on the PCO comeback? I think it's amazing. I can't believe the PCO in 2018 is getting booked in so many different promotions across the world. His new gimmick is crazy. I see some of his videos that he posts. They're nuts. I don't know what the hell he's doing or where he came up with this stuff or who his cast of characters is, but it is great. PCO has always been a fantastic wrestler who just never got the right break to be a top superstar in wrestling, but PCO is great. I've been a huge fan of his since I was a little kid watching the Quebecers when him and Jacques were tag team champions. So I love that PCO is still rocking, still getting booked, and still having great matches. And I'm not surprised because, like I said, I saw PCO wrestle maybe 5-6 years ago, and he looked fantastic. The guy's just always been great.
I think I saw PCO at a show last May. We had a nice little good talk. Like, he helped train me, so like we go way back. And I'm nothing but happy for him right now. Like, it's amazing what's going on for him. I think it's well deserved. It's something that should have happened a long time ago. He didn't get the break. The Click buried him. So
mostly because of Diesel. Mostly Diesel and Shawn Michaels.
A lot of Shawn.
Yeah, mostly the reason why PCO isn't a huge star in wrestling is because of Diesel and Shawn Michaels. So thanks a lot, Diesel and Shawn Michaels. You deprived the world of PCO. Where are you guys? Retired. Where's PCO? Still kicking ass.
I'll give Diesel some credit, though, because he came back to Montreal and kind of righted the wrong. He put over PCO in Montreal.
Oh, so. Right.
Shawn never did, though. Shawn's still a piece of garbage.
Shawn. How dare you, Shawn. Heartbreak shiz.
But that's great that PCO battled through that and, like, has rejuvenated, like, changed his career completely, in a sense.
It's fantastic. Good for PCO. Does he still do the peace liner?
He does everything now. He does moonsaults now.
He's still doing the moonsaults.
He was on Botchamania again, by the way. I'm sure he loves that.
He was?
Oh, yeah.
Good for PCO. Derek John saying he heard PCO might be going to Impact. That'd be great for him.
He's all over the place, man. He wrestles all over, like in the States. I think he's going to be wrestling in Europe soon. Like every weekend, he's doing something. He's huge right now. I think he's going to be at PWG or already was. Like, PCO is one of the biggest names in indie wrestling. And I think he's on Talk is Jericho, too.
Is he?
Man, he's all over the place. He is arguably the biggest name in indie wrestling in North America.
He is huge right now. And I love it. I love it.
It's great.
He's one of our guys, you know? PCO is, in a lot of ways, the original Kevin Owens.
Well, again, he helped train Kevin Owens as well, too. So, yeah, of course.
Like, you know, like the style of wrestling that PCO has is very similar to the style of wrestling that Kevin Owens has.
Of course.
Like a big guy who can like do moonsaults, who can move and stuff like that. Yep. The body type, very similar, you know?
The pop-up powerbomb, that was PCO's move that Kevin took.
PCO is the original Kevin Owens.
Yeah, well, without question.
That's kind of cool. I love the PCO still doing it. Jacques has retired though, right? Jacques retired like recently.
Jacques recently retired, I think, in August with his sons. Yeah.
It was like 5th retirement or something for Jacques.
Yeah, but I feel like this is it though. I think he wanted to retire with his sons in one last big match, and he's happy with that. He's happy with what he's done wrestling. I'm happy for him too. That he's
for sure.
Happy.
Guy's a legend of the business. You know, if this were back in the old days, WWE would be trying to sign PCO for a little deal. Like a guy making such a name, getting so hot right now, WWE should be making a play for him, but they're not going to. Like now they're not going to, but it would, like back in the day, they would be like, oh man, this guy, he's doing well again, let's bring him back, see what he can do, you know?
I'm surprised not for like at least a one-off with Kevin Owens at least. Even just like at a Montreal house show. I'm surprised they wouldn't do that. They should.
Derek John saying he heard Nash tried to get PCO to Impact Wrestling a few years ago to wrestle with Samoa Joe. I never heard that story, but I could see that.
Well, PCO did wrestle in TNA.
Yeah, he was X, right?
Yeah, he was X, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened to that run?
Well, he had visa issues at that time, so.
Ah.
But he's ironing all that stuff out now, so.
Well, Impact Wrestling does a lot of their shows in Canada now, so visa issues aren't a problem.
Well, also, he's traveling everywhere now, so he's worked out all his visa issues.
Yeah. I'm glad to see him back. I'm glad to see him doing so well in professional wrestling. Johnny North, final words here? Final comments from the YouTube Wrestling Uncensored Dave and Johnny Live universe?
Well, I did some filming We did some photos, did some promos for Main Event Wrestling, November 16th. It's going to be at the 1909 Tavern at the Bell Center. It's going to be a big show. I don't know what I'm doing exactly yet, but they got big plans for the big show. Sami Callihan, Rich Swann, that's the main event. And I think they got a lot more planned, but nothing's been finalized yet. But it's going to be huge. Bell Center, that's amazing to have that at the show.
There you go. For more on that, follow him on Twitter at North Genesis.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll have more info in the upcoming days, weeks.
I have no more info as far as...
Anything? 90 Day Fiance? No? We just watched ourselves, like...
Yeah, well, Darcy and Jesse seem like they're done, which is good, because Jesse's just terrible. I mean, Darcy's not great either, but they're not working together.
Oh, what did Rob write?
What?
With Fa Ba.
Fala Ba?
Yeah, he's wrestling Urban Miles, not me.
No, okay. At that main event wrestling
Yeah.
show? Okay. Yeah, 90 Day Fiance this week, things seem to be falling apart between Darcy and Jesse.
Completely, yeah.
And that was pretty much it. That was my big takeaway from it. Ricky is still dumb.
Probably dumber than ever, actually, but...
Angela and Michael may not work out. It doesn't seem to work.
Yeah, it seems like there's just too many problems. I guess really it's just too much of an age difference. The fact that he wants kids, like it's not gonna work.
He wants kids and he wants her to have his kids and she's like 50-something years old. And she's like, that's not happening, man. He's like, no, we can make it happen. It's like, no, you can't.
So yeah, something's gonna happen because apparently there's a new relationship that's gonna start.
Yeah, which is weird. Like all the way, we're almost done the season and all of a sudden they're gonna introduce a new couple. This is really just kind of slapped together 90 Day Fiance. I see what you're doing and it's not really strong material.
Well, to be fair, I'm enjoying the Darcy and Jesse stuff just because it's ridiculous.
I'm kind of sad to see them go because they are the most entertaining couple on the show. Mostly because they're so dysfunctional.
And there's some controversy, right? Because someone got arrested. Kareem got arrested.
No, you didn't. No.
Oh no, I got it wrong again.
Yeah,
too.
you got it wrong again, and now you got it wrong a second time. You told me off the air that Karini got arrested. Karini from Brazil, but she didn't. It was Angela that got arrested for a DUI, right?
Right.
Angela, who went to Africa to meet Michael, so she got arrested for a DUI, and what? She said to the police that she's not married, so people are saying, oh, her and Michael didn't work out, which makes sense.
Well, we'll find out the big secret, right? There's a big secret that she hasn't told her family or anything. So.
We'll find out this Sunday. 90 Day Fiance or Hell in a Cell?
Oh, Hell in a Cell. I gotta see Jeff Hardy die. Come on.
I'm going to watch both. I'm going to record 90 Day Fiance and watch Hell in a Cell live. I'll see you all back after Hell in a Cell for the Hell in a Cell post show. Make sure to tune in tonight to Ringside Report Radio. We'll have a very special guest in studio. Karine Laframboise will be in studio with us.
Wow, you pulled that off? Like
what?
Wow. AJ, I thought there was like issues with her and AJ, but
were there?
I thought that you said there was, or like he was like harassing her or something, or that another girl he was harassing at the TKO show.
That let's just say it worked out. She's gonna be in studio with us. It worked out. Everything's fine, John.
All right.
This has been Dave and Johnny Live. Tune into Ringside Report Radio tonight. You never know what might happen. It's gonna be who knows. Oh,
it's gonna be nuts.
It's gonna be a little crazy tonight. AJ is ready. He is ready. He has been sending messages to people and signing from like the Ringside Report Instagram account. And signing them Dave.
I'd be a little upset by that.
Yeah. I'm not happy, and he's going to hear about it tonight. He's sending Corinne messages to try to book her on the show. All these, like, poorly written, like, you know, like there's so many, like, spelling mistakes that I would never make, and I'm like, you're misrepresenting who I am here, you know? And then at the end of the message, he writes Dave, and I'm like, don't say Dave. And I told him, don't say Dave. And he's like, oh, you're the face of the show. I mean, it's about you. And I'm like, yeah, but you're the one writing. You're on the show. You're booking this guest. You're the one who knows her. You're friends with her. Like, why don't you just sign AJ? And then she asks, is Tony going to be there? And Fred and I are like, who's Tony? Apparently Tony is AJ. So he's known as Anthony, Tony, and AJ. He has 3 aliases. We have a lot to discuss tonight on Ringside Report Radio with Tony.
For me, it's just the, terrible spelling and then signs your name. Like, to me, I take that very personally.
Yeah, Fred's like, yeah, that's not cool, AJ. You can't do that. AJ's like, what?
I kind of let it slide if he wrote, like, the Ringside Report team.
Yeah, but that's not what he wrote. He wrote Dave. He's like writing messages from the Ringside Report Instagram account and writing from Dave.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd let that slide.
No, it's gonna stop tonight. Believe me, I'm not letting it slide. I told Fred and AJ this week we have to have a show meeting because things are spiraling out of control.
Well, not in a bad way. I mean, just some aspects need some work.
All right, we're gonna go work on those aspects. We're gonna go deal with it. Tone Bam Bam checking in. He says he's Antonio, Anthony, Tony, and Tone. Well, you got too many aliases, Tone Bam Bam, and I don't trust a guy who goes by too many different names. You can't trust that. You never know who anybody's talking about. This has been Dave and Johnny Live. Thanks everybody for checking in. We'll see you next week. Boom boom.